close. That is scary. Oh, piddle paddles. Piddle paddles. What a morning. What a morning. There's something on my freaking shirt. Huh. That's weird. Oh well. I got El Chocolate on my shirt. And now coffee. That's how the real men do it. They just. That's how your grandma used to clean your face. Like all this shit off your face when you were a kid. Mm-hmm. That was so annoying. They just wipe it all over your face or spit on a tissue or something. Like, stop! Ew! Quit spitting on my face. And their excuse was, Grandma spits magical. Morning, Jonathan. He's my Mr. Wilson today. Are you kidding? We'll see how much we'll see how much hate I can get for my Trumpy this morning. Let's see if we can start a razzle dazzle. Because why not? It's funny. Oh, how are you guys doing this morning? Anything new? Anything exciting? It's Saturday! Holy crap, it's Saturday. I had so much planned today, and it's peeing down rain. So now you're stuck with Grumpy because it's peeing down rain. I mean, it's just kind of what it is, but so. Oh, are you saying you don't like my Trump? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I could probably change it. I was just having a humorous. It's fine. I can change it to something more middle of the road happiness for everybody. Fine, we'll go with something more not so divisive. There, we'll go Shramrocks. We'll do a happy fence. Here's how we dedicate. I'm ready. Well, if you're getting ready for prom, go get ready for prom, dude. Don't let me hold you up, you nerd. Hey. I think there's rules, dude. Wow. What are we going to do with you? Morning, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Don't forget to hit the like button. You're on your way in, Show the channel some love. Oh, because it's Saturday. And everybody loves a good Saturday. I think so, anyways. I was hoping for a good Saturday, but the good Lord decided to pee on my parade today, so there's no Saturday for me. Well, there's no working Saturday. It's a day of rest today, apparently. Which is okay. I mean, Are you a Trump supporter? I don't know, Jonathan. Are you a cheesecake eater? Have you not watched any of my film, any of my short clips? I think that's a pretty obvious answer to you, but but what do you do? Actually, I mean, I support the office of the president, but I more or less support the ability to make people just completely mentally melt down over the sight of one man. It really actually is humorous to me, listen to certain people's mindsets on reality. It's like, woo, how you doing? It's extremely funny for me, because I a lot of things humor, man, so I'm gonna play with it, right? But what do you do? I hope that kind of answers your question, I guess. Oh, I think I got a hole in my lip this morning. I keep dripping on myself. Look at it. Good thing I got boobs to catch the dribbles, I'm giving my stepmom benefits of the doubt and letting her do my... Nice! You gonna do the whole Rockefeller look, the big old beehive. I had the principal one. She had a big old the beehive. The beehive was kind of cool. So the old beehive look. Oh, well, I mean, typically you're supposed to, like, in the old days, everybody washed their hair on Saturday, I guess. So you're working on perfect timing, dude. Uh, I think that's how that works. Oh, man, I had so much dirt I wanted to move today. But I don't want to make mud in the garden beds. That would be horrible. Then it'd be all pumpy, gooey, and then I have to wait days to plant. And, I don't want to do that. No. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. If you get bored, hit the like button. If you get like fancy, like sub in. But what do? I had a thought process I was going to go on this morning, but not really. I just figured to come in because it was peeing down rain, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what the world's doing today. Get somebody in a conversation, figure some stuff out, find out what's making us grumpy and things. I know it makes me grumpy. But what makes you grumpy? Welcome to Grumpy's Hangout. Almost sound like Dr. Phil there for a minute. What the hell? Actually, Yuki, a couple of those shows, I thought we were on a therapy freaking channel. Everyone was calling in for mental health shit. I'm crazy. What are you calling me for? What's up, Wesley? What are you doing? What's going on, man? Jesus. Oh. Yeah, for about 3 or 4 days, I thought I thought I was a psychiatrist for a while. We were just a call-in shrink, like I don't remember if you remember the TV show Frasier. I'm Frasier. I'm on the air. Got a problem? Call. I mean, I'll give advice. I'll do what I can do to help somebody out. That's just human nature, right? If somebody has a problem, you can kind of fix it. What the hell? Give it a try. Give it a try. Parts of humanity, But, what are we going to do in life? I think that's how that works. I went and got down to get me my coffee. Because if you ain't got coffee, piss on it. You ain't got a Saturday. And, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And added a whiskey to your coffee. And then it's Irish. And I apologize to any of my Irish viewers. I didn't mean that judgingly on you. It's just it's a American drink, little whiskey in your coffee, little Irish drink. It makes a man out. He goes zing. But drink responsibly, don't drive. I worked with this guy. Oh God, I was in my 20s. I worked with this guy. Man, he pumped down a fifth of whiskey. Oh. Until he had his whiskey, you couldn't even understand a damn thing he was saying anyway. So he was kind of like, hey, I felt safer after he had the whiskey than when he was, when he was having the Joneses, because he did not look too good when he was jonesing on. He needed his liquor. He needed his holy spirits of the morning time to get himself cooking. So, but once he started cooking, man, he was good. Come around 12 o'clock, he'd take his 45-minute. Just drooling on himself, napping. Then he was right as rain. We were back to worky. So, you learn over your time, you spend some time working with some old boys that are a little nutty, and, they got your best interest at hand sometimes. Sometimes they think about other safety around them, so. I've been on a few safety boards in my time. It's all right. I totally didn't use a hair product. Yes, you did. You totally got new hair products. You're like, I need to sparkly, rinse. Boo-doo. You're in there with your rubber ducky going, rubber ducky, you're the one. You're just... I don't think we should be having this conversation. I just think, I don't think we should be having this conversation. No, I don't think it's appropriate, my friend. No, it's probably not. But anyways, back to back to where we were at in the beginning. So, yeah, I don't like the shamrocks. I don't like the old cool fluffy hair. What are you going for a 1970s look? Got the old. I mean, that might be kind of cool looking. What the hell? What do I know? I'm just old. I've got through. Well, not me personally, but I mean generational wise, from the '80s to like today. Shit, I think we've gone through 50 different types of hairstyles just in the last 40 years of people. I know we had the rat tail and the mullet in the '80s. I mean, if you were cool, you know, you had a rat tail or a mullet, or you had the jerry curl. You know, your hair was all permed up. You know, you looked like well, I don't really think the magic painter guy had a perm. I think he would. No, maybe. You know who I'm talking about. You know, the guy that did the paintings and he made the little trees and you know the happy little bushes and oh look, he needs a friend. Um, Bob Ross. Thanks, people. I appreciate you for helping me on that one because I couldn't remember who the hell Bob Ross was. I was really thinking more like the guy that danced to you know, the dancer guy. He was really fat, boom, and he got really skinny for dancing. Dancing to the oldies, old Richard Simmons. I liked Richard Simmons. He was a funny critter. I don't know if I'd want to be in the same room with Richard Simmons because sometimes he was a little wild of a guy, but you know, each to their own and party hardy hardy. Here we'll go to the beautiful backdrop. Apparently, I got a most. No, because my mental health sucks, and I finally have the mental capacity to somewhat take care of myself. Nice. I'm glad you're looking up. That's the only way to look at it. Every day's a brighter day, and you're living it, girl. Snappy snap. I'm not gonna snap because I might throw my hip out or something. I'll be like, oh, ambulance, you know. But yeah, I don't know. So, Bitter Bob. No, we were talking about Richard. We were talking about hairstyles over the years. Yeah, we've had some funky hairstyles. You know. Then we had like my last ex-wife. She had curly hair, but then she'd always straighten it. I liked her better with straight hair. And then my first wife, she had straight, like just dead hair, and then she'd curl it. So I mean, women do a lot of fancy things with their hair. They nip it, they bob it, they bibbity bobbity boo. You know, they got a ball to go to or something. You know. Normally I'm bald. I just like I shave it, but like now I got this. I don't know what I'm going for. I'm going for like the grease. I need a haircut look. I could almost be homeless. Give me cardboard sign, and I got this made. Just Grumpy will work for food because he's fat. If you got food, throw it at Grumpy. Throw the food. Don't be rude. Give me the food. Give it to me. You know, but yeah. Something like that. Losing people. What the hell? People are grumpy this morning. You grumpy people, you gotta stay for more than 2 seconds. How can I make you grumpy if you don't stay? You know? Come on. That's almost like my little tomato short clip that I made. I think I'm gonna do movie night. What do you think? Yuki, do you think we should have a movie night? Just have a big screen behind us and playing some kind of movie. I thank you to the audience for helping us hit over 200. I think so. We should do movie night. Probably tomorrow. We'll get it all set up and we'll have movie night. So, because that shall be fun. Shall be fun. Yes. Right? Movies. I got a whole bunch of movies. I mean, I got movies. We'll watch a movie. You know? Then have an intermission talk and all that so people go pee and things, you know. But, I mean, they probably go pee on their side. They don't got to wait for the movie, you know what I mean? But, you know. Welcome in. Hello. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because we're growing and we need you lovely people to help us out going up in the world. That's how you do it. You gotta... Ooh. I should go back to the boat and I should pull out my fishy pole. What's up, Cosmo? What's up, Cosmo? How you doing, dude? What's going on? What's going on? Oh. Man, I didn't sleep for poop last night, but I feel actually pretty good today, though. I got like 4 hours sleep, and I'm just, woo! Well, I was all excited I was going to get stuff done today, and then I woke up. You got a boat? Cool. I got mini boats. Mini boats. Because I have boat issues. Oh, I'm no 2 already. You're no 2 already. Oh, I'm no 2. What? I'm so confused. What does that mean? Am I going to have to pull out a dictionary? Mini boats or mini boats? Many, multi boats. Multi boats. I have lots of boats. I don't know why, because you can only really physically use one boat, but sometimes you need many boats. Just as many as you can have. Well, as many as the county will allow you to have before they tell you got to get rid of them, because then they start writing you fines because you have too many boats. Same with like in the city, because the government always likes to crash the party, and they like to be like, no, and you're like, give them the old Hawaiian, have a little pizza on that spin, you dirty, rotten government. But what do you do? No, I have a boat picture though, and I got my little fishy pole, my little fishy pole that I use for fishing for lakes. Woo, got one. But it doesn't go with this picture, so. Oh man, I forgot to grab the noisemaker today. Damn it! I think I remember what I did with my noisemaker for my trolley trolls when they come in. I could hit the noise sounds. But I kind of sound like Blue's Clues. That was scary. We don't want to sound like Blue's Clues. No. That is not where we want to be today, sounding like Blue's Clues. No, sir, Rebubo. Even though, I like the old original Blue's Clues. I don't know about, like, modern day Blue's Clues. It kind of, once that one guy left for his personal reasons, the show kind of went, But what do you do? I don't know. Actually, I probably don't care, really, but, it was just part of conversation just to keep the chitter-chatter going. But, as a child show, I'm here for an adult discussion. This is an adult show, but I got sidetracked and thinking about Blue's Clues, so. You haven't even had a discussion yet, so you asked me about a boat, and then you're like, And that was like your 2 seconds of fame. I don't know. What do you want to talk about there, Cosmo? Cosmo the Infuriator. So, yeah. I know, right now I'm just growing. Eventually I'm going to have more content about what I really want to talk about. So I don't know what I want to talk about. I just kind of come on. You want to talk about politics? What kind of politics do you want to talk about, Cosmo? What kind of politics are you in? Hold on. We'll get my politic guy. Hold on. We're going to change the green screen because we're going to politic mode here. Hold on. All right. Here we go. Now we're in political mode. You tell me what kind of politics you want to talk about, Cosmo. Huh? Are you a lefty brain? I like you lefty brains. I made a video for you this morning about you lefty brains. No brains, all mouth. It was quite humorous to me, because I've dealt with a lot of lefty brains over the years. I live in a lefty brain state. Those people are dumb. They like to piddle paddle. Your politics in the U.S. from Australia, and I'm interested in your opinion. Oh, about my opinion about your Australian government? They suck. You guys got liberalism disease over there, and they're screwing you left and right. And they're overly taxing you, and you should bugger them. But I don't think, can you bugger them? Can you bugger your government? I know we can't bugger our government, but you should bugger them anyways. Just give them a pow, Because world governments are getting really stupid lately, especially on this whole, we're going to tax our way out of being broke. All they did was make themselves even more broke. and killing jobs and killing people and bringing in millions of immigrants that they don't need because it's destroying their culture and all that, you know. But let's affect our. Look at England right now. Look at England right now. Those silly bastards over in England. 500,000 grapes have happened because of the liberal government over there. You know. I think, you know, if I was over there and 500,000 grapes had happened, I think somebody would get buggered in my government. Wow, you know, protect the children. But what are you going to do? I mean, I don't really know what to tell you because, I mean, shit, we can't even fix our own problems here in America. We got, it's all going. You know, and I'm not a big fan of Isaiah. I'm not a big fan of socialism, communism, and all that. But I think communists got the right way. You know, bam, fixing the problems. But we can't do that. That's uncivilized. You know, we should bring back tar and feathering, though. You know, if your politician's not doing their job, drag them out of that place of place of government and tar and feather them. Give them that public announcement that you're dirty, you know, and you're not doing your job and you're fired. I think, you know, that's probably the best instance of politics. We need to start firing politicians that can't do their job. 100%. Just no questions asked. You don't do your job, you're out. Just go away. You know? Because, you know, I've worked for the government off and on. And, you know, they give you that whole 90-day trial, you know, trial and error. You know, after 90 days, they can't fire you. But anything for in that first 90-day period, they find reasons to get rid of you. So, what up, red team? Woo-woo, it's red team. You know what I mean? So, I hope that helped a little bit. Cosmo, did that help any? Yes, no? Or did you leave midway in conversation? You made me go. You made me go to the whole politic view, and then you took off on me. That's rude, man. Rude. Okay. No, I mean that's my opinion about Australian. My personal opinion on Australian politics, though, is once you guys allowed your government to start stripping you of your rights, you pretty much lost your headway. You know, once your government believes they're your masters, you're no longer important to them, then they do what they want and they pass what they want and they leave you to rot. That's human history, man. That's just all what it does. This isn't. It's your what red team? Are you having like a Tourette's over there? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Are you okay? Are you okay there, red team? But, you know. No, I was watching the Prime Minister over in England the other day, and they were having a parliamentary frickin' thing and between the two, and they were calling him out, and he kept making the excuse it's not his job. Dude, you're the Prime Minister. Everything is your job. Everything should be your concern. Quit trying to pass the buck off to somebody else. You know, we did it. Well, technically, no, the Patriot Act didn't really affect your rights. You still have all inherent rights here in the United States. The only thing the Patriot Act did was allow them to be able to monitor certain situations. And the Patriot Act's gone anyways. It expired, like 2010? So just bringing up the Patriot Act's just silly beans. Because the Patriot Act don't even exist anymore. So, I mean, and technically we're in the middle of fighting world terrorists, which kind of made your life a little bit safer, kind of, really, you know. But no, I mean, I didn't lose any rights during the missions of the Patriot Act. I could still walk down the road and tell a cop to go F himself, and go to England and tell a cop to F themselves. See what happened. They're gonna beat you. They're gonna give you the old wallop in the head, just bam, you know. So you can't really add the whole. We have more rights in America than like 195 other countries. I mean, yeah, they got free rights and all that, but well, I think it was Canada. The other day. Now, if you use certain scriptures out of the Bible, they now arrest you for hate speech. You know what I mean? So you don't have free speech or freedom of religion. I believe it was Canada that just passed that, you know. And then you got Australia. Australia's monitoring how much internet time you can have. England's arresting you for posts on, the whole UE's arresting people for having internet posts. If they don't like what you're saying, then you go to jail for it. I mean, here in America, at least we can tell people to F off and have the right to do so, you know. Say, you know, so I know everybody keeps saying that we got a king, but hell, here's one for you. And I know people hate my old president there, but so the European nations want to be able to file criminal charges against Americans for posting things online. And the old president said, bah! You ain't arresting Americans. They got freedom of speech, and we're gonna keep that one just the way it is. You know, so Benjamin Franklin. You know, that's kind of a falsehood, though, my friend, because technically, to have freedom, you have to have security. So you have to have both in hand. So that's why we are a nation of gun owners, because you have to have security to can keep your rights. If you got nothing to make people feared of you, then you're pretty much SOL, you know. And America isn't illegal to cross the road if you. No, well, it depends. If say you're at a four-way crossing, you as a pedestrian, depending on how the city but in certain cities, you actually have free crossing of headed traffic. And I've always thought the jaywalking law was they don't really enforce the jaywalking law, though, in most bigger cities. Now, little towns, when you got cops that don't really have anything to do, and they're, you know, the little town marshal, you know, but I don't think they really enforce jaywalking anymore. I mean, I've jaywalked millions of times all over the United States and never been harassed about. So I know they have the laws, but I don't think they're really much in enforcing them anymore. I mean, we got a lot of stupid laws, don't we? Hey, American Ben, what's going on? Freedom for private security. I don't want to do my government. Supreme Court ruled that law enforcement has no authority to protect you. Law enforcement doesn't have a duty to protect you. Law enforcement is to protect the state and the city. You're just they're free willy-nilly. You know, so, I mean, cops typically don't stop crime or prevent crime. They come and clean crime up after crime has been committed. You know, like here in my state, if you go off my state's constitution, technically, city cops aren't allowed to have guns. If you go off because no city is allowed to have a armed security force. What is law enforcement? An armed security force. So therefore, it's hey, Oscar. No law enforcement has a duty to enforce the law rather than to protect people. I mean, they enforce the laws of the government. They don't. I mean, if you break the laws, they enforce them. I mean, yeah, that's kind of where that is. I don't want the NSA or FBI or RTF to or other fools in my life. Well, I mean, if you have electronics, you pretty much gave that right away on. So, because you don't have the right to your phone or anything that's to do with your phone, and all your computer people over gave them permission to do what they want. So, sing for me, I'm dying of thirst. I don't sing, but thank you. But you can sing to me, though. Hey, man, what's going on, Limbo? So, I mean, your inherent protected rights are only for your personal stuff. Your electronics, you don't own. You don't own anything to it. So, get away. No, I mean, dude, the Patriot Act no longer exists. You're stuck back in the early. This is 2026, man. Patriot Act expired 16 years ago. You're worried about something that don't even exist anymore. Come to the now. Get out of the past. Problem, a lot of people, they live in the past and they, you know, and they only, you know, you really got to get on the radar for them to actually check you out. I mean, you got to, you know, do some bad crap, you know, criminal activity, domestic terrorism, threat. I mean, if you're online and you're threatening government officials or you're threatening to do public harm, yes, they're going to monitor you. They're going to go and they're going to get a warrant and they're going to, you know, they're going to check you out. I mean, you know how many billions of dollars they would cost, hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars they would cost to monitor all 341 American citizens? That's insanity talk. They don't. You know, we ain't got that kind of money in the United States. I mean, you're just talking silly talk. I mean, no, nobody's watching you, my friend. I'm telling you, you're paranoid. You're like my daughter who puts the tape over the camera because she thinks people's watching them. I mean, technically, I put myself on camera for people to watch me, so I mean, I don't really worry about it. And you kind of got thinking like this: if you're not doing something bad, they leave you alone. Don't do bad things, and you don't have to worry about, you know, because unfortunately, under certain presidents, they've let in tens of thousands of terrorists, and they're doing bad terrorist things. That's who those people are watching, not you. But is our last president, bless his old crippled ice cream and hairy leggy soul, just decided that he was going to let everybody. He was going to bring in all these inquisitive geniuses from other third world countries that wanted to kill us and give them a home here. I've had the ATF at my house twice. Well, what were you doing to have the ATF at your house? Were you making threats of firearms? Were you posting excessive? That's one thing. I have never posted never have I posted my freedom ringers, my firecrackers, because I mean, if you do your own stupidity, you can't blame the government because you've inherently caused yourself, I know I watch a lot of these people. I mean, they do something and then they like, well, yeah, you did stupid shit. Don't do stupid shit. Then you don't have to worry about it. And that's like the old saying, if they come for your guns, oh shit, I lost them in a boating accident. They all sunk down the bottom of the lake, So, I mean, I got a bear arm 1, a bear arm 2. Is your second? Yeah, we have the rights to bear arms. But see, that's another thing. So you got to really go off what the U.S. Supreme Court ruled. There's inherited that we have the right to own guns, but they still have the right to regulate on laws for, as long as they don't take your gun from you with their law, which like a lot of these red flag laws are total bullshit. But technically, I mean, because a lot of these red flag laws are taking guns without reason. I mean, if you haven't committed a crime, you shouldn't lose your rights, but they're inherently overstepping their bounds. But I think they actually just had that case the other day. Why do you hide due to the fear from the government? Have you not seen what world governments do to people? It's not fear, man. World governments are bullshit. They kill people. They enslave people. They just look what was going on. Look back in 1996 in the Urum project over in Africa, where they killed over 1 million people by their own government. Look at China. What, 50, 60 million people? Russia, 30, 40 million people? I mean, it's not a net fear that your government can do bad things. Governments have militaries. Governments have, I mean, do we have a chance to fight against our own military? About a 15% chance we could, if we put enough bodies in front of bullets, we could take our military. Maybe 15%, and that's only if our military, that's only 50% of our military stepped down and walked away and joined our side. So even with all of our veterans and all that, and our practice and all that, but if we were to do a civil war though, there ain't no military rules of conduct, so you pretty much, do what you want. Your U.S. government specifies you freedom of speech and its right to bear arms, but why would you hide your guns from them? Because we have lovely certain politicians that want to take everybody's guns away like they did in Germany. But then turn around and say that they're not the Nazis or the communists, they're socialists, Kind of like what your government did when they come in and they said, like handed the gun buyback and made you get special permits and licensing for your rights as a citizen. So, and some people own guns that they probably should not have that have been outlawed. They've brought back from wars and things like that. So they tend to keep them in a personal, away from, like what was it? 10 years ago, I think it was in Seattle, 10 or 15 years ago, somebody had turned in a rocket launcher on one of those gun buyback programs. Why would you take a rocket launcher into a guy. I mean, and so because their grandpa had a rocket launcher that they brought back from war, and that and so sometimes people ship things back, especially during Korea and Vietnam. A lot of soldiers were shipping back military things during the war home, so they'd have little trophies and things, But man, that buggered the hell out of my face. But like most rights, though, so why does the Second Amendment 6? Because our lovely cousins from across the big pond decided that they wanted to be buttholes, and so now we don't have to worry about our cousins having butthole problems. That's why we have the Second Amendment. Because when we separated ourselves from our cousins from across the pond, we decided that we will have no masters. Of course, it took another 100 years prior after we wrote the Declaration of Independence to have no masters, but everything is a slow everything has a progress, Are you leaving me, Oscar King? Don't leave me, my friend. I like you. You're my favorite British guy. But anything needs to be abolished, and they removed the tax to Brady Bill and 86 flopping on the repeal. Well, they had the 96 crime bill too, that they did a study that we shouldn't have semi-automatic weapons because it caused more crime, and they found out that was bullshit, and now we have semi-automatic weapons back. And depending on where you're at and what state you're at, you can have fully automatic weapons. So every law can be changed. I mean, if you don't like the law, change the laws. The guns ensure that people have the power and change the trend. But yeah, I mean, that might have used to be true, Cosmo, when the civilian base and our military base was pretty much equal to equal, When your government has airplanes and tanks and shit like that, you're unless you're going to do like the IRA did and do a lot of civilian terrorist bullshit, you're not really going to. And so we're not really a proper match, That's why I know why they made the Second Amendment, but I mean, it's in today's society that it's like all these people buy an AR-15. An AR-15 is not going to penetrate through armor-plated military vehicles, Buy a 50 caliber. Buy something's got to work, But no, everybody's like, I got my AR, and I'm like, all right, that's cool, dude, whatever. So, you show me an AR-15 that shoots through 1-inch metal plate. I want to see it. I've never seen it, and I go shooting all the time. Really? Goes through 1-inch plate? I gotta see this. You're gonna have to show me a video of a AK-47 going through 1-inch steel plate. Because that frickin' is gonna shrapnel everywhere. It's gonna go bing, zing. Well, I'm just saying you're gonna have to show me the proof on this, because I've watched many battle videos watching bullets go bing, zing, bing off armored vehicles. Yeah, all the time, regularly. I got my own 1,800-yard freaking shooting range that I practice on regularly, because we got crazy people in this world that want to cause everybody to go back into slavery, one law at a time. And the way our purple hair Fruit Loops around here are attacking people, you never know what's going to go off, especially with them burning down black communities. And it's just a matter of time before blue hair freakers just completely go berserko and start attacking people, killing people. I don't know, the guy asked me about government politics about Australia. So we were having a political conversation, Nicholas. And then he brought up the reason for our Second Amendment. We have a Second Amendment, but it only comes to the conclusion that, if you don't have the same exact amount, like I said, I mean, could we take our government's military? Yes. If we put enough bodies in front and we just kept like they did in like the British did in the Gentleman War, we just keep stacking bodies. Yeah, eventually we could take them, but that's besides the You know, it just, yes, we have the right to have guns for self-defense, but I mean, self-defense is kind of a mute point anymore when you have, especially with the advanced military technology we have now. You're kind of peeing in the wind if you think you're gonna take your old whip, your little 22 out and take on a full military brigade with satellite imaging and especially the good decombobulator thing. If there was a civil war, an army would potentially split and deploy. You would think that, but it really all depends. There's been several simulations of what would happen if the United States went back into another civil war in 2026. The only problem is it'd be more guerrilla warfare, internal city fighting versus anything. I mean, because most of our heavily populations is on the coastlines, so you'd have a lot of destruction on our coastlines, and then so inherently in the middle of the country. I mean, we're pretty much all cool with each other. We don't give a shit. But, I mean, go to a liberal city. Hell, they can't even get along with themselves, and they want to gather an army and start a civil war when they don't like guns. And I think we're just gonna have a civil bake-off or something like that. Like we're just gonna stand and throw words at each other. I'm gonna get some of that breastbait though for the neighbors go, so they got fresh smelly breath when they're yelling at me. And that's what I know. That's what the Democrats say about the rights to bear arms. That it's not for against the army, but technically outweighed by the state. I mean, technically, we have for a tyrannical government. So if our government goes nutty bags, we have the right to defend it. If say the government decides they're going to come after us with the military, we have the right to bring up arms to defend ourselves against our government and shoot them dead. That's what our Constitution says. But technically, yay and nay. You still have to be called up by a government representative. So the state itself has to declare itself self-independent to call you in as a militia, because each one of our states has their own National Guard for national protection. So there's a lot of gray areas now when it comes to how they deem it. If you grab arms right now and go because you're fair to your government, that's treason. You go to jail and they hang you for that crap. So there's more than just having the right. They put stipulations and little guidelines and tiny small print. I mean, so here in America we have more rights than any other country, but you have certain political parties that want to remove other certain people's rights to have speech and religion, and it's like, I mean, I thought you were supposed to be like the Liberal Party. The Liberal Party is supposed to be all love and caring, so why do you want to stop me from my speech? Because to me, that's the fascists themselves when they try to inherit. Because I don't want to. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes Democrats get a little hostile, but I don't want to stop them from not being able to be talking. Because that's crazy. Trump's smarter than Green. No, he's not. Jesus is pretty badass. Trump is just president. But thank you. Jesus Christ is the Son of the living God. Yes, he was. But, so, but Trump has a lot of knowledge in a lot of areas, like all humans. They specify in, he's doing as good as he can as a president. Do you sign God is not mocked or whatever, so that he will meet? Well, it's not my sin. Take it up with Danny. But I don't know. They keep saying that all these professors and things like that say that but they've been saying we're going to go into a civil war for the last 26 years. So, I mean, may it happen? I don't know. Probably sooner or later. I don't think it's going to be an all-out country civil war, though. I think we're just going to have some little inner city discomforts, and they probably won't last long. But I don't see 341 million people actually going to war with each other. No. You might have little proxy little fights here and there, but I don't see an all out actual physical. You know, I don't think that's how that works, Danny. I don't think you. It's like RAM. I've lost my religion. uh, but you know, it's weird to me. Is a lot of countries have their own constitutions, their own bill of rights and things like that. But inherently, they sure the hell don't follow them very well. Over here, I mean, somebody tells us we can't say something, man, we go berserk. We lose our shit. We have like million-man protests and all, like, well, kind of pointless, It's kind of like that No Kings protest we had the other day. That was dumber than shit. We don't have a king, so we had 8 million people going out and tell us that we didn't have a king. I think we already knew that we didn't have a king here in America. I think every country, I think all 195 other countries in the world knows that America doesn't have a king. I think that was a pretty obvious common sense thing, don't you think so? But I mean, I could be wrong. That people, there might be people in the world that think America has a king. Who knew? I mean, we've had like 9 protests, so 7, 8, 9 protests so far now that tell us that we don't have a king. I mean, I think we got a lot of bored individuals in 2026. They just want to go out and give people oh, that's all right, Yuki. That's what happens when you get your phone wet. It dies. No, I truly think we have a bunch of bored individuals, My greatest one is queers for Islam. Totally don't go together. No, there's like complete opposites on the spectrums of anything. But when that one, it was kind of like gays for communism. Can't be gay under communism, but all right, I blame 90% of our problems on our education system. I do, because if they were actually to read about communism, they would definitely know they can't be gay and communist. I mean, that's just it just, and they call me the crazy one because I voted for that man up behind the fence there, playing peekaboo. But they call me the crazy one. But at least I've read a book. I didn't eat the pages. I wasn't licking the glue on the licking the. Good God, man. I was kind of somewhat paying attention when I was in the school board, but. What's scary, what's sad though, Danny, is they're not uneducated. They just lack the ability to receive this. I mean, some of these people are extremely highly educated. That's the scary part. The scary part is you have these highly intelligent people, highly educated people, acting dumb. I mean, hey, family, they literally, I don't get it. I mean, they're not uneducated, and that's the scary part. A lot of these people are college-educated, fancy people, and they just, yeah, they are. That's the scary part. Is they actually went to college to be the dumb. That should scare you. That should put people in a stop track and going, there's something wrong if people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college, become ratified and radicalized and all that, there's something physically wrong with that one, Back to your original point. That those college professors. That's why we should have the NSA. Those people need to be investigated because they're making domestic terrorists. I know you're fruity. I don't care, Yuki. I wasn't saying my daughter's fruity. I wasn't saying anything bad about fruity people. I was just saying that it's weird to me when Islam and gays don't get along. Communism and gay doesn't get along. But you have millions upon millions of people all around the world going, I'm gay and I'm going to go. There was this guy, actually it was a group of people, They were gays for Gaza, right? Well, these gays for Gaza went to Gaza, and guess what happened when they went to Gaza? Blah, on top of a roof building, because apparently us bigoted Islamophobia, whatever the hell the word is, there's a lot of isms anymore that, that I'm just a bigot for telling the truth. So they say gender and sex are much. Well, it's not. I mean. What I even love about that, Danny, is if you even read their own medical studies, it disproves everything they say to your face. It's so some of those conversations I just see my way out of because I've read their studies, and everything they tell you, they disagree with themselves. They've already disproven. Like 99% of the stuff they say, they wrote down. They actually have, but they're like, oh no, we're just going to keep on this Johnny cracking crap, Why does your grandma want to burn your hoodie? Does it smell bad? Or does it have a rainbow on it or something? Why does old granny want to burn your hoodie there, Yuki? I mean, probably fair. You tried to burn the house down the other day with your candle wax and all that when you were doing your little seances and things. So, I guess that'd kind of be fair. I'm just, don't burn your shirt, Granny. Don't do it. It's not proper. Not proper for grannies to be burning things. Well, identify as a woman today. Tomorrow as a man. What's the key trait of... Well, you can identify anything you want to. The problem with it is when you die, if you were born a man, you're going to be dead as a man. If you were born a woman, you're going to be dead as a woman. I mean, science doesn't change. I mean, biology doesn't change. I mean, you're right. I mean, you can physically say anything you want to. I mean, does it make the factor true? No, but. And unfortunately, we live in a world that they're trying to... call me a zebra for I care. Call me a zebra for I care. All right, zebra. You are now a zebra. You are a stripy stripes. You got your prison checks on. Your pinstripes, your black and whites. I don't understand the gender... Because there's no... You don't need to understand. It's stupid. It's just... Because and if you look at... Even with the child... they've already proved in their own studies that it causes overaggression, mental illness, self-harm, drug addiction. It does not fix any of their mental states they had in the prefect. These are the Democrat medical frickin' writings. I mean, this is on there. They've already proved it doesn't work. But they're still pushing the norm that we should mutilate children. It's because they're sick people. It's not really about the science. It's just that they're mentally ill. They're sick themselves. So, and that's what it barrels down to. It's not really about the science. It's the fact that these people are just mentally ill. And that's just what, they get their kicks off doing bad things. Because they've already proved the science, and the science says they're dumb. It's their own studies said they're dumb. But they just continue on pushing a false narrative because they're just evil people, man. You should read the scientific literature rather than... in your man. I have read the data. I've read their studies. I have read every. My friend showed us to go on. That's all we did was, and she was really big in all that counseling stuff and all the mental illnesses and all that. And we studied and we read hundreds of books, and all their books say the same thing. They're lying. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't change your mental state. It doesn't inherit anything. It actually causes more problems sometimes than none, especially long-term medical problems it causes. So, I am spiritual. I am not religious. I no longer believe in the Church of Man because the Church of Man has moved away from the actual teachings. They want you to believe in what their church believes. Churches today have turned mainly into into politics, and that's that's my personal opinion. But I believe all these churches and all these congregations, they want you to believe what the church tells you to believe. And you can literally just go listen to all your Christians. They'll tell you that they're the right Christians and you're the wrong Christian because that's what their church has told them. Well, there's only one type of Christian. Your congregation, your church doesn't change that fact. you know, but they will literally tell you though that no, you haven't caused it. Incorrect. There are meta studies out there that prove everything. Oh, okay. Sorry, Cosmo. I was reading that wrong. My fault. Sometimes when you get talking, you're reading, your brain, it takes a lot for your brain to catch up when you're trying to keep the chat moving and things like that. But I mean, yeah, it's to me, it's just weird. I mean, you still have these young-minded people. No offense to them because they got young minds, but when your own studies disproves what you're saying, you should probably come up with. I'll be right back. Hold that thought. Hey, get off the road! Get up here! Come on! What are we doing? Stupid goats. Every day they know they're not supposed to be playing on the road, and every day they just inch themselves a little bit closer. What's going on, Ice? What's going on, man? What's going on? Well, it's if you read the studies, it's just a. Do I support the Rainbow Mafia? No, but I support my daughter for being gay. I mean, I don't support the. I'm not gonna go out and wrap myself in a rainbow flag and have other men rub their Johnsons on me, and I might look like a bear, but I don't want to be woolly moly. I don't want to be woolly moly. So, I mean, I support people's right to choose, but don't tell me that you're gonna lie to me about science, because that shit just pisses me off. I mean, and if you're a grown ass adult, and you want to shapeka, whatever. Who am I to judge? But if you're under the age of 25 and we know it causes major medical defectos, I'm gonna slap you. I mean, because I'm not gonna agree with you that we should allow you to mutilate children. I'm totally against that, 100%. But if you're an adult, I support your right to remove your tallywhacker. I mean, that's what you want to do. That's your free right choice as an adult, Because unfortunately, there's no cure for the disease right now. So, that's kind of where I'm on that one. That's pretty much it, Cosmo. It's just they're COVID. I'm really thinking COVID caused a lot of these problems. You had millions and millions of people that could not do anything. They were stuck in their home, and then they come up with a whole way new plan to. It's like a new game to them, Hey, no one. Well, no one like you, Juan. I like you, John. I like you just fine. Welcome in. But no, I think this whole gender studies and all that, it's like a new board game for me. It's just a whole bunch of bored people got in line. Let's start a whole new game. We're just gonna drive the whole world nuts because we don't know what the hell we're talking about. PF, what's going on, man? Expression teams. I mean, look at politics. I mean, even go back 20 years ago. Even with politics, you could still agree with somebody, from their point of view. You could still have a conversation. We've got to the point now that, we'll stop talking to family members because they vote differently. That's just sadness. That's just incompetence. That we, I have a few aunts that politically disagree with me. I mean, I would talk to them in person. I don't put a lot of emphasis in it, but I don't stop saying they're not my aunt because they vote the other way, but I mean, well, I think they did the first transgender surgery one in the 1800s, late 1800s. I think they did the first one, but I know for a fact liberalism has become, well, actually, I can't even blame liberalism because I have some really good liberal friends, and every human has conservative liberal views. I mean, just on your prefix. This progressive movement is just not good for humanity. It's not. Yes, everybody has liberal and conservative views. If you go and talk to a normal person that's not crazy as a jackrabbit out just trying to gnaw your legs off, let's look at environmental issues. Okay, technically, to have environmental issues, you want to conserve. So you have a conservative viewpoint on conservative nature, and that's a conservative viewpoint. That's not a liberal viewpoint. A liberal viewpoint would be like, we need to wipe out 10,000 acres and regrow marijuana to rehab the earth. That'd be vice versa. So, I mean, it's how you look at it. Everybody has, like say, I'm super conservative, right? My daughter's gay, so therefore I support her. So that's I accept it as a liberal view, right? Even though it goes against my religious beliefs and all that, I still support her in her life because it's her life and she has the right to choose. Every human has their own liberal and conservative viewpoints. But this progressive movement, it's not liberalism. It's complete total opposite of everything a liberal believes. It's completely opposite. So okay, so you do have a daughter. I have 3 daughters. Actually, technically I got 4 daughters, but apparently they say that you're not supposed to add your in-laws as a child because they're not really your child. They're just I don't know. It was a weird thing to me that, because most people have always asked people that, especially in like the old days, like mother-in-laws, they've always called you their daughter. So I don't know why people now are, oh my God, you can't be like that, But, no, I don't see the point of hating somebody because they disagree with you. I mean, I don't see the point of shooting somebody because you don't like the way they're talking, Sometimes inherent speech is the way you got it, it's how you learn. Oh, congratulations, Cosmo. Daughters are great. They drive you nuts and they give you gray hair. That's why I dyed my beard, because daughters will... I mean, even me and my daughter, we disagree because, the way her political thoughts are, and so we still get along 98% of the time. I mean, we've just come to the conclusion that we just don't talk politics together because it keeps peace in the home. So now when she finally moves out, I might just send her, hey, R, what's going on? I might send her some nice, funny, ha-ha, far right jokes just to get her hair to stand on it, because I like to make people grumpy. That's what this whole channel is about, making people grumpy. But hunting, fishing lessons, most hunting. When I become governor in my state, that shit's gone. Because we already pay a park and recs and a federal tax for federal Jesus Christ, I lost the word. You know what I'm talking about. To conserve. I don't think I should have to pay a king's ransom to go hunting or fishing for something I've already paid for. To me, that's just nutty. So, and I get, it was like yesterday, this guy was coming on here and he kept telling me I'm wrong. Well, okay, that might be true, but prove to me that I'm wrong. I hate when people say you're wrong. Now it's your objective to prove me wrong because you don't believe I'm right. So, and like I was saying, I use most of my talking points as an opinion base. What's going on, Bernie? What's going on, my friend? The liberal both agree we should just be public alliance and use it. I mean, we should. I mean, we pay for it. We've already been taxed to death on it. I mean, here's another one, like old cars. And this is another thing on like old cars. I think only cars that are manufactured for 10 years should have to pay a road tax. Like a lot of these farm trucks I got, man, they've paid thousands of dollars in road tax, and really, what they charge you for these stupid tabs? It don't do shit. You pay, all your roads are done, roads and schools and hospitals are paid off gas tax, not really. So the whole thing's just idiotic, but we do complain about paying tabs, but my tabs are a lot cheaper than my parents were back in the 80s. Because before they changed the law, tabs were like $800 in Washington for your car. I mean, it was just stupid trying to keep people from driving, you know? So, and the most part, some things are actually cheaper today than they were in the old days, and some things are more expensive than they were in the old days. I mean, so road maintenance, as long as they're driving on them, doesn't matter how old the car is. Well, it kind of does. If you figured you've paid, especially like these old people, I think like old people, because your average old person monthly drives like 40 miles monthly. They should not have to pay. They should not have to pay tabs for the cars. I mean, that's just to me. They should they could use the same set of tires on their cars for remainder of their life, and it's just we need to come to an easier ground that we're paying way too many freaking taxes. Look at Japan. Let's take Japan for instance. So back in the late 60s, early 70s, we came up with this filter to filter out CO2 in the atmosphere, right? Japan actually puts it on all their buildings that sucks all the CO2, which keeps a clean environment. We could do that here in the States, right? But now here in the States and other European Western countries, we just tax you for environmental issues. We don't fix environmental issues. We just tax you for it. Well, have you had any of your environmental issues fixed? No. You just pay a shit ton of, you just pay carbon tax now, And a lot of your natural foliage thrives on carbon. So, I mean, it's kind of a catch-22 if you think about it. What numbers did I just make up? I didn't make up any numbers. Did I say numbers? I don't know. Your average old person shouldn't be driving anymore. Well, I mean, I will agree with you. I mean, there's some people that, they probably shouldn't drive. They probably should never had a driver's license. But like shit, when my grandma got her driver's license, she just went down to DMV and signed her name on a piece of paper, and they gave her a card that says you can now drive. She didn't know how to drive. She just went down and they gave her a driver's license. And for 77 years of her life, every couple years she'd go down and renew it and do the eye check, and she never took a test. She went down and signed her name down on a piece of paper, and they gave her a driver's license. So, what do you think about progressive tax income? It's not working. The number says that it's not working. It's a failed system. Look at Europe right now. Europe's completely broke. Their whole entire defense system's completely broke off a progressive tax system. So if this whole excessive progressiveness is working, why is every country going broke? That's kind of, billionaires find crazy loopholes in the system. Man, I use the same tax loopholes the billionaires do. It's an equal tax system. You just got to have a better CPA, and then you don't pay so many taxes. Or you learn to have a lot of write-offs, and or you learn to financially just be in debt, so at the end of the year you don't actually have physical income, so you don't pay any taxes. I mean, you still have the same earned money, but you're not paying any taxes because you use the same loopholes they gave the billionaires that they gave you for being poor. Oh no, I am not misinformed at all, my friend, my little liberal friend there. I can tell you're a liberal just by your thought process, and I can tell that you've never paid taxes a day in your life. You can pull up the numbers. No, you can pull up the numbers, dude. The numbers and math and me we're pretty tight knit. Trust me. I had this fight with somebody yesterday. The numbers are pretty clear what's going on, and extreme progressivism is bankrupting the world, and they're doing it on purpose. Oh, my little friend, you're so angry. I don't know if that's true, because look at the difference between the yen and the U.S. dollar. There's a big difference there's a huge difference about worth there. The tax breaks versus your tax breaks are significant. I mean, well, I've never paid $700 million a year in taxes. I think my top average year I've ever paid high in taxes like $158,000. So no, I can't even compare myself to a billionaire what they pay. Just an average. And these people that don't make any freaking money, they're like, oh, I made $31,000 last year and I'm getting $15,000 back because I got 5 kids. But those damn billionaires, they're being dumb. How much do you pay, Mystic Pizza? How much taxes do you pay a year? Because right now, what, the top 1% pay like, what, 47% of our top end tax in the country? And the bottom 47% doesn't pay crap? But they sure get a lot of money back for not paying crap. So, I mean, if the system's not fair, the only people actually getting screwed are the billionaires. Point blank. We just passed an unconstitutional millionaires tax here in Washington. You know what's happening? We got businesses leaving. And now you got all these people going, oh, I no longer get a job and I can't afford to follow my job. So, you know. So apparently you paid your fair share because that's what the government said. Actually, you know what I love about governments? That's what I love about government. So, they always say that there's a fair share in tax. So you have an equalized tax that you pay, right? And then they always send you that nice little letter, hey, you didn't pay enough taxes. Well, according to what you told me, I paid way more than I was supposed to. But, now they got their hands out going, gimme, gimme, gimme. So, hey, my CPA does my taxes, and she's been doing my taxes very well for 25 years, and I've never had a mistake yet, so. Oh, billionaires do get screwed. Billionaires get screwed every day, because you know what? Billionaires make the world go around. Billionaires make businesses. Billionaires make, they other than R, I can't really use R as it, because R built his own business, but he's done very successful for himself. But you find me one poor person that creates jobs. You won't, because poor people don't do anything for society. They're just poor. I'm sorry, these are the truth. If you're in that bottom 47%, you're a drag on society. It's just, these are the facts. I mean, you're still good people. We still love you, but I mean, if you kill the upper class, you kill the middle class, and then the bottom class is completely just screwed. No. And that's the truth. Gavin Newsom's your favorite billionaire? I'm sorry. He has done so much harm to California. I haven't heard one person say anything nice about Gavin Newsom in years, but all right. You remind me of one of those Mandami fans of that New York mayor. He's a freaking genius. No. Apparently they're not. That's why we keep immigrating immigrants in from other countries. Everybody's doing it. Australia's doing it. England's doing it. We're doing it. So we're bringing in more people for jobs that no longer exist. So, because we have different countries bringing in business, and they bring their own workers with them. They don't really benefit us any. Oh, you're so nice, love. Hey, Yuki, can you do me a favor? The end green guy, can you put him in timeout for a minute, please, and thank you. And the fact that as a woman picking up my date is wild. If your date don't drive, don't try to lift him. You're kind of small, Yuki. Just you need people to do the labor jobs. But fortunately is we don't have that many labor jobs left. And if you, like here in the States right now, we've illegally allowed 10 plus million people to come in, and they're doing labor jobs that we don't have. So we're causing our own issues in the long run. You don't need, right? Problem is nobody, yeah, but you didn't complain because somebody had more than you, though, right? You built your own. These people that keep going around and saying they don't have anything, and they'll never have anything because, it's like colleges. You got all these people going out for liberal arts degrees and things like that. Well, that's like 0.0000001 of what you really need in a career. So now you have 1 million kids all fighting for that one position that's already filled. I'm really big on telling people to go to trade schools because we need trade laborers. Operators, welders, machinists, jobs that high skilled jobs that we, they still pay really good money, and you can still have a nice living income off, but people don't want to work hard anymore. They sure like to point the fingers at people, though. Oh, this and that, and I don't care, you know. I have rich friends, and you know what? Some of my rich friends, some of the sweetest, humble people you ever meet in your life. Man, some of my not so rich friends, holy Jesus, they're just rotten and angry, and you know, and they cause their own defects in life, you know. But and I come to a conclusion in my life, you know, and I watch these old people. I mean, because they didn't invest, they didn't save, you know, they didn't look forward to the future. Now, you know, when I first started working, the first thing some old boy told me, he says, "Don't worry about today. Worry about when you're no longer going to be able to work anymore, because that's when it matters, you know. Because if you got nothing to show for it, you're going to be working like a dog. Because you can't live on Social Security. You don't make enough on Social Security. Most people, like my ex-wife's grandma, that old girl worked 50 plus years of her life. She got $480 a month in Social Security because that's what she paid in. That was her bare minimum. Just bloop, you know. You better stop that. You're gonna get in trouble, Yuki. You're gonna get pulled over by some big old fat belly county man, and he's gonna come up there with his hat and go, "You know, I pulled you over, ma'am, because you were being bad." Oh, well, my best friend's a dog, so I hope he pants like a dog. I mean, just in case. I was talking to the guy who's doing my new home, and he said he can make 100,000 a second for. Well, I mean, right? No. Yeah, we've moved away from people. We're trying to bring in labor instead of teaching our youngs to be proper labor. So. Oh yeah, interesting, Danny. I don't think Yuki has a husband. I don't think Yuki's old enough to have a husband, but you know. Yuki, I'm starting to think you got a huge fan club. That's what I'm thinking. I think you got a bigger fan club than I got. Oh, but I'm not against college. I mean, there's some degrees that we still need doctors and nurses and lawyers and judges and, you know, and engineers and, you know, there's a top in classification of people we need, but we don't need 1 million people with an art degree for a job that doesn't exist, right? You know, we need teachers and things, and we need to collaborate the people doing their individual jobs, but trade jobs are more in demand right now, and they pay good, you know, and you can make good money as a tradesman. But they've gotten so far away from pushing people away from going into trades, and you know, you start as an apprentice, 3 years later you're a journeyman making journeyman wages. I mean, yeah, you're kicking butt. You work 20 years, you can retire off your union benefits, making $5,000-6,000 a month off your union retirement. It's a good deal, right? So you start at 20 years old until you're freaking retired by the time you're 45 and living good, right? Electricians, mechanics, yeah, plumbers. Shit, plumbers make up anywhere from $100+ an hour. You know, same with electricians and mechanics, you know. Look at lawyers. They went to school. They make $100 an hour. So, and you know, there's a lot more paperwork involved being a lawyer versus, you know, and you don't got to deal with stupid people. Well, I can't say you don't have to deal with stupid people as a plumber. You got to deal with homeowners that have no idea what they're talking about, but they're going to tell you you're wrong. And they hired you to do a job because they didn't know what they were doing, but they're like, that's wrong. You're like, what do you mean that's wrong? How do you, I mean, but you know what I mean? No, you always get that. I like watching those builder shows, right? And they're setting up framework for driveways and things like sidewalks, and and the homeowners are always coming out there like, that's wrong. And you're like, what? Do you know anything about grades, anything about tenths and hundredths and all that? No, go away. You hired me to do. Yeah, I'm 42. My body's never broken 20 years, and the tool I recommend desk for a long. Well, the only problem with desk jobs though is you work at them for 50, 60 years and you don't really have much to show for it at the end. At least, I don't know what your wages are in Australia. I mean, you guys have pretty similar wage for trade jobs, though, in Australia that we do here in the States. So I'd go insane if I had to sit at the desk. You know? I mainly work government jobs and they pay me pretty good, so I'm okay with that. But when I first started working, I wasn't making a lot of money. Me and my first ex-wife, though, we bought our first house. I was making $4.75 an hour, so all about rubbing your pennies together. I mean, it wasn't a mansion, but it was our first home. I mean, people always look at this. They're like, if you only make a certain amount of money, stop looking at $500,000 homes, right? I mean, there's thousands of homes in your price range. Is it like your dream home? No, but it's your first home. You buy it, you invest into it, you make it look good, and then you sell it, and you use that profits to buy your dream home that you'll never pay off in your lifetime. But these people. That's how I was looking over at homes in Ohio right now. They have thousands of homes in Ohio right now for like under 30 grand. Yes, some of them need new floors and new kitchens and a little bit of work. I mean, so you cash it out for 30 grand, and put 50, 60,000 back into it over a 10-year period. No, you have your $500,000 home. What's the problem with that, But, oh, Trey, I did hit the gym, and now look what I did, because I went to the gym and I hurt myself. This is your fault, Trey. I got hit in the head by a dumbbell because it was some pretty girl walked by and smacked myself in the face, and I was just cursing your name, Trey. Like, damn it, Trey. Hey, the girl, what's going on? Get money doing nothing, but it's the best plan. Well, we have a lot of people that have that same plan. They just like getting free money and not do anything. It's the price you pay for strength. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right, Trey? Oh. What? We know you're driving. You said you're going to go pick up your date for the prom with your big poopy hair. Oh. I mean, I'm 45 and my body's not completely broke. I mean, I broke my neck. That was my own stupidity, but it's never slowed me down, I just... Of course, now she's not. But, now versus like when I first started working in the trades, we didn't have all these fancy techniques and shit. Now, the last union I worked for like 35 minutes of it, we had to do our stretches, get all prepared so we could sit around for 12 hours not doing a damn thing. Because some other union was in a strike, and so we couldn't start the job because the laborers couldn't show up because they didn't get a proper contract they wanted. So you're just sitting around for 12 hours a day for 6 weeks, and then they finally come and they pull the contract for you because, I voted for Trump 3 times too. And I don't regret my vote. I know they keep saying that. We're going to jump subjects real quick, but I mean, they keep saying that MAG is failing. We're not. I mean, if we've only lost 1,000 people out of 77 million, our numbers are still pretty strong. Remember, Democrats only have 65 million registered voters. So when it comes to the midterms, remember, we outnumber them by 10 million people. We are stronger than them. We are better than them. And you better go out and you better get voting, because if you let those sick bastards back in office, we're in trouble. Point blank. What do you think about the happening in Iran with Trump? I think that after 47 years of a country threatening to kill all Americans, they've killed thousands of Americans, that we finally had a president said no more, and we're not going to let a terrorist nation have control over the world. Is it going to cost us a little bit of money? Yes. Is it going to put a little de facto on the world right now for a few weeks? Yes. Or is it going to benefit everybody in the world? Yes. So, The GOP let me down. I mean, I've been a registered Republican my whole life, but I tell you, the Republicans have really let me down. We give them power, and just look at them right now. They don't do a damn thing. They don't do nothing. You know, they just talk and talk and talk and fight and argue and like little petulant children. It's like, that's not why we gave you the opportunity to change shit, man. Pull your big old brass cojones out and do your job. But what do you mean we're in trouble? Aaron, you have no idea what you're talking about. Go call your therapist. Go sit in your little huggy chair with your little huggy blanket. Take your medication. You're going to be all right, darling. I promise you. The sun's still going to come up tomorrow. For at least another 4.8 billion years anyways. Until it burns out and goes supernova and just eats everything in our solar system. I mean, that's fine. So, but, you know, like old little orphan Annie always say, the sun will come out tomorrow, you can bet your bottom dollar tomorrow. See, you made me sing, you dirty, rotten people. Oh, Akbar, my friend, what's going on? No, I'm not in Texas. I'm in Washington. In the Evergreen State, which, you know, I always laugh about the only reason we're the Evergreen State because we have the evergreen pine tree, but we're not really have that many trees left in Washington. Our fellow Democrats have literally let them all burn down. So, why would Kurt Mr. even Jennifer, what? Why was the Ayatollah and the current administration even there in the first place? Well, I don't know. My philosophy, as long as you have world governments, you're going to have world conflicts. So if you want all world conflicts to end between governments, make one world government, which is they're kind of working on anyways. It's been kind of the hype for the whole one world government, one world currency. So is it going to happen in my lifetime? Probably not. But probably within the next 100 years, we're all dead and gone. Our bones have turned to dust and in the ground. Generations from now, they'll probably inherently make one world government, and they'll probably have more peace among humanity after one big great war that kills off 5 billion people. So, because they were so I don't know, there's not really much of a government left of Iran. We've pretty much wiped them all out. And these 108 or 109 people that are in the peace agreement, the ceasefire agreement right now, they probably should be learning to be peaceful, because Trump has no issues with making them into a campfire. I'm just, you know. But if you look at most of our problems we have now were caused by Obama. Obama gave those dirty bastards billions of dollars and licked on their big toes and, you know, completely gave them whatever they wanted so he didn't have to deal with it. Same thing Clinton did back in the 90s. They just turned a blind eye and just gave people billions of dollars and, oh, it's not affecting me, you know. And in the long run, though, it turned around and it affected us. Your in time could be any minute. I mean, because you're born to die and you never know when your ticker's going to quit working. So, you can't say that for sure, but no one will. Well, us, yeah, no one will know. I was watching Notre Dame the other day, right? And he was talking about the great influx war that's going to happen here between the Christians and the Muslims, and we're supposed to have a mighty war that will be the end of all wars itself. It's supposed to be the final hurrah. And we're actually coming into that stage within the next 100 years that we're going to have the final hurrah. But, you know, they say Obama was the most divisive president that we've ever had. He's caused so much actual chaos and issues between, you know, shit, Obama did more harm for the black community than any other sitting president. Trump has actually put more money and advancements in education and jobs into the black community than any other sitting president. So, I mean, I know they like calling Trump a racist, but the numbers don't lie. Trump actually does more for the black community than Obama ever did. Obama destroyed the black community. The only thing Obama did was inherently make them burn down their own communities and hate each other and feel less empowered. I hear these people, and it's just crazy talk. So, I lived through the Obama years. A lot of people they talk about Obama like he's this masterful God. We're not old enough to remember Obama themselves. So they were children during the time of the Obama years. So it's like I can't say much about Ronald Reagan. I mean, I was just a little kid when Reagan was the president. I hear good things and bad things about Reagan. So, like my uncle, he's a Republican. He's dead now, but I mean, he was in the military during Reagan. Well, Reagan changed the way of the military, and you had to advance with testing to stay in the military. Well, because you had to continue on moving up in your position to continue on staying in the military. That was, and there was a test that he couldn't pass, and they gave him his walking papers. He blamed on Reagan. Well, presidents, Kamala Harris should have been president. Yeah, her capital gains tax would have bankrupted you, and every retired person in the world would have slapped you in the face if you think that Kamala Harris was a Kamala Harris made her career off destroying black men. I'm sorry. Democrats are the most racist people on planet Earth. They're closed door racist. They act like they're, but oh my God, horrible people. Do I agree that we should have a woman president? Yeah. I'm not against having a woman president. I'm against having a Democratic president. Because those people scare me. They are not good people. So. And, I kind of look like this. You can't blame a president solely. Oh, look, somebody took away their leg. I must have pissed somebody off. You can't blame a singular person solely for everybody's problems. Because we have a large government, and our government is designed to work for the people individually, especially your state, city, and county governments. So they have the ability to make your life better. You can't put solely all your problems on one man. That's insanity. Well, if you would have gone off what Kamala Harris's plan was over capital gains tax and all that, you would not have been happy. You're mad as an idiot. Okay, well, hey, Yuki, kill Thomas, will you? Give him don't kill him, but we don't attack my mods. You can go now, Thomas. You're permanently gone. Don't come back. We don't attack my mod or people in the chat. That's childish. We can tell you're a Democrat because you have no ability to have an actual conversation with anybody. Thank you, Yuki. That's the childish behavior of a Democrat. It's just. Can you shout out a little brother? Wiki. Can you shout out my little brother? What's your little brother's name? I know I thank you. Well, I mean, he was attacking you. He wasn't attacking me, but he might have been trolling just about. Oh, what up, Wiki? Wiki. I don't know. We have some weird people coming here. They just like to. They I don't know. I come on here and I do everything in opinion based. If you can prove me wrong, so be it. Hurrah, hurrah. They come in here thinking they know everything. At the end of the conversation, you feel dumber because they know everything. If you meet somebody who ever says they know everything, walk away from that person. Do you believe in evolution? Why or why not? Well, the world is always evolving. Did we come from monkeys? No, that's already been disproven. Because there's been 7 homogeneous races that have been here for 3 million years, 1.5 million years longer than modern apes. So we we did not evolve from monkeys. We are themselves are a primate, but we are not of that particular primate. So, but all humans are a primate. So we're just not climbing tree kind of monkey. We're fire kind of monkey. But Darwin's theory was disproven. Even on his deathbed, it was disproven. It's been disproven a few hundred times that his evolutionary theories were wrong, just by skeleton remains and factos, and it's all been disproven. So I'm sorry. I mean, the Earth itself evolves. We've had certain species that have evolved, but we as humans did not evolved from that circumstance. So the data's there. You can go check it out. Can you give me a shout out to my little bro Yoshi? There's a lot of shout outs today. Only you got to give me likes for all these shout outs. So at least subscribe and share, and a like for all these shout outs, I find great humor in a lot of things. That's just where I said it. Oh, we're all entitled to. I didn't know what you said, Mark. What did you say? Well, we're all entitled to our own opinion, right or wrong. We're all entitled to our own opinion. Even Democrats didn't believe that Kamala Harris was the best choice. That's why she's not president. Kind of, the people spoke on who they thought was going to be the better president. I mean, that's it kind of went to the numbers. There's a lot of people that believe that, and but they can't tell you what her record as a senator was and how her district did or anything. They can't tell you the good things she did because she didn't really have any good things. As vice president, she really didn't do anything but hide in her office. She didn't do any diplomacy acts, anything. As a lawyer, she made her career off destroying people's lives, upcharging people so her city could make more money on criminal fees. I mean, the woman was not a good person. She's still not a good person. But if you think she's the best choice as a woman to be your president, opinions granted, I'm not going to disagree with you. She did. All she did was destroy people of a certain color. That was what she did. And you can call me a bigot, you call me a racist, but I do a lot of traveling. Over the last 25 years, you can see prominent black communities are now Hispanic communities or Asian communities, and they've literally chased these Democrat reverends go out of their way just to make the black life so freaking hard. They chase them out of their own community, then they refill them with immigrants, legal or not legal. So you can see it. I mean, they've done it all over California. They've been doing it for the last 25 years. You'd go to an original primary black neighborhood, they're all Hispanic or Asian now. You will not see any black people. But they used to be extremely prominent businesses and very successful business people, hardworking people. They're all gone. They've all been transplanted. So you can call me a racist, but I've seen it firsthand. The Democrats are very evil people, and they do it on purpose. But for some reason, they still get 75% primarily of the black vote, and every day they chase them out of their own communities. So, is Kamala Harris a good choice? No, she's not, because she made her career down in California at destroying the black communities and putting black people in jail and raising their charges to rip them off. So no, Joe Biden did the same thing with his '96 crime bill and all that. He was a ruthless. He was an outspoken bigot. And then people say he wasn't racist. He made sure that you knew that he hated you. He was clear for 50 years he did not like the black man. And for some reason, be like, oh, he doesn't mean it. What the fuck you mean he doesn't mean it? He said it to your face. I don't like you. You know? Even we couldn't say the quiet part out loud. Well, unfortunately, as a YouTuber, there's some things that I'm still restricted. You can't. I mean, I don't hate anybody, but well, no, I take that back. I don't hate them. I don't agree with them and their stance on things, because I've watched it firsthand what they have done to people and communities and schools, and it's just I got 200 years of history to prove that they're not good people, but for some reason they'll tell you they're the best people on the face of the planet, and they hold the moral high ground where they murder babies, they mutilate children, they destroy communities, they abolish you because you're scared. No, you will never tell me, you will never convince me that a Democrat is a good person. You will never convince me of that. I've seen too much damage, and I've seen so many bad things. You will never convince me. And are Republicans any better? About 38%. That's about all I'm going to... So, I mean, we're all on... We have some of the better choices, but we still have a long road ahead of us to fix the issues. Oh, Marky Mark, have you seen what Newsom has done to California? You can't even afford to live in California. I think, yeah, but he's commenting, so I like Mark. Mark's a good person, Oh, and I didn't even start this live stream out to be political. I was just going to have funny jokes and ha-has, and then my lovely friend from Australia, Cosmos, wanted us to go politics, because I was talking about Blue's Clues, and he didn't want to talk about Blue's Clues, so, but we're all going to go for about another 4 minutes anyway, so I got to get some stuff done, but Mark, he has a I'm sorry, that once beautiful state's not beautiful anymore. Because you remember the movie Tool Time? He's my Mr. Wilson today. He's watching you. So, actually, it was a No Kings protest, haha. But you can't see the words behind my big fat butt, so it was funny. Timing. So, in about a minute, you want to give the final Shara messages, Miss Yuki? I mean, he has his, with any human, Trump has his good points and his bad points. I mean, so never millionaires, it was tax and the rich in general. We pay too many taxes. Actually, if we had a subsidy of common sense tax laws, and our government would stop overspending, and we'd get rid of all the NGOs and fraud, we could probably cut $5-6 trillion in, over the 10-year out in the long term, and within the 10-year, we could probably actually start paying back on to our national deficit. But is that going to happen? God, no. Because we have one side fighting the other side, and we're just boxing the hell out of that freaking bird in the middle, going bah, 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 and causing brain damage wherever we go. And that's all it is to it. We're just left wing, right wing. We're just beating the hell out of that bird, just pow, pow, pow. Because nobody wants to fix the problem, so we just want to argue about them and hope to God they just disappear one way or another. And it's like the high gas prices right now. Back in October, they said that we were going to hit over $5 a gallon in Washington State. All right, it had nothing to do with the war. This was pre-seen months before the war even happened. My lovely Democratic governor could take $1 gas tax away. It wouldn't affect the state. We still have a nice little surplus, and he dropped that gas back to $4, give people a little bit of a bereavement, you know, a little help out, make things a little bit cheaper. And it'd lower grocery prices and a whole bunch of things in the state right now. You know, is he going to do it? No, because Democrats like that tax money. They don't know where, because they like to put it to places it doesn't need to be. So, who cares what they have? It's not yours. I mean, I have mine. I'm not worried about whatever anybody else has. I have my own personal stuff, and I'm happy with my personal stuff. Look, can we get 3 more likes before we take off here? Let's get 3 more likes going on there. I think Israel's pretty much free, darling. That's why they have the United States backing them. I mean, that's kind of where that is. 2 more, come on, we get 2 more before we get. Come on, people. You're making me happy. Oh, 1 more, we can do it. Come on, we got 1 more to go, people. Come on. I mean, it'd be nice if we could hit 100. Hey, Leighton Gate. You're late for the party. We're waiting on Yuki to give the final Shara Shara message. She's getting ready for the prom though, so we're not rushing her out, but she's doing it. No, Yuki, the goodbye message, the thanks for coming and all that crap. Silly Billy. Thank you, Cosmo. And like I always say, folks, thanks for joining. If you can't be happy, let's be grumpy together. It was great hanging out with all of you, and I'll see you later this afternoon.